everyone, and thank you Antichrist Magazine for this interview. My name is Stavros Mafios.
And I'm Marko Mäkinen.
I am the guitarist of the band, and he's also the guitarist of the band. And we are also the main songwriters of the whole band.
Yeah.
To introduce Bloody Falls, we are a band that was formed in 2017. Me and Marko are the founders, and we are a melodic death black groove metal band. Go check us out if you're curious to hear what those three genres sound in one band. The name Bloody Falls came from me actually, that I was kind of like thinking to change the band name. We used to be Exile Genesis back in the day, and we put that band to rest. And I was trying to find actually some famous massacres from the past, and I came upon Bloody Falls, the Bloody Falls Massacre, which was pretty interesting actually, that no other metal band had the name. And immediately when I saw it, I was like, okay, this has to be actually the band name from here on out. So I introduced it to the other band members. Everybody heard the name, and they were like, in the beginning, like, are you sure there's no other band with that name? We actually kind of did our research. There was no other, so there you have it. We took the name a little bit more literal nowadays compared to the original plan, because the original plan we were thinking of maybe kind of like incorporating inside the band's picture the whole Canada massacre situation with the Inuit. So that's why we had the Axis as the first logo. But now we went to the literal sense, and we had the literally Bloody Falls with the tears coming down, the bloody tears.
Yeah, so basically the beginnings derived from that
Yeah.
that event, but it's much easier.
It has evolved, let's say,
Yeah.
the name. Like, it took another direction, a more literal direction. And we're happier with that.
Yeah, well, you always have to be a little bit delicate with
yeah.
those kinds of things.
Yep, exactly.
And basically, when you are researching for band names in metal, goddamn, it's so fucking hard to find something that is not taken.
Yeah, exactly. And Bloody Falls was so cool name, in my opinion. And it was really big surprise that nobody had took it before.
Yeah, I was surprised too.
Yeah, but yeah, that's pretty much it actually, the explanation of the name and what the meaning is and where it came from.
Yeah. About Amartya, it was basically pretty high tempo, like composing.
Yeah.
It really came out like the songs, the structures of the songs, and the package as a whole. It really, I think we really started to struggle when we had to pick the songs we want, because we had so many great songs for the album, and we really wanted to preserve the flow of the album. And on the cutting board, there is so fucking amazing songs.
I agree. Like, the whole Amartya project started by the name of Evil Incarnate, which is now the 5th song of the album. Evil Incarnate was a song that I created maybe a little while after we released Burn the Witch. And when I created that song, it was so epic. The clean rhythm and everything about the song was amazing. So I wanted to build a project around that. That was the original idea. The guys liked the idea. And then, like Marko said, like, we ended up with having something like 15, 16 songs, something like that. Yeah, and that's why we decided to break the album into an EP and an album. So in a way, Dionysus is connected to Amartya. Most of those songs were supposed to be in the Amartya album.
Yeah, indeed.
But we made a project of its own, because it was not that they were weak songs, not at all.
It was more like thematically, they were two different
Yes.
halves. They really didn't combine.
Yeah, in a way, yes. And because we found those 5 songs that they could fit as one story, it was kind of a cool idea to put Dionysus together as an EP that is like a bridge heading to basically the Way of Sin. That was the original name of the album that came after Evil Incarnate, that the band talked about. And then we ended up naming it Amartya, which means sin in Greek.
Yeah, and when you think about Dying is Easy, it was like more of sins of individual people.
Yes.
This is more like the sins of humanity.
Yes, exactly. Actually, that's as good as a description as any. Amartya is about the origin of sin.
Origin of sin, and actually the origin of that idea was the ending track of Burn the Witch, Father of Sin. And I had this idea in my head that we could evolve it further, and we basically were in a pub with Stavros, and I introduced the idea to him, like, let's make a continuation
kind of thing.
like we have a trilogy of songs
Yeah.
that basically continue straight after where the Father of Sin left off.
Yep. And we always like to do that, me and Marco especially, that we like to add like some sort of a trilogy inside every album. Like
Yeah.
so far Burn the Witch had its trilogy, and now Amartya will have a trilogy, and let's see in the future, you never know, there might be more trilogies, but a whole concept album, that we highly doubt actually.
Nah,
It's too
not yet.
confining in a way.
Not yet.
Yeah.
When we are big.
Yeah, maybe. Or
Maybe.
some other projects that are not
Yeah.
Bloody Falls. There's always that. But that pretty much covers a little bit the basics of Amartya and what Amartya is and how it came to be.
Yeah.
Alright, the lyrics are kind of focused obviously on sins. Like that's the majority of them because the whole album is obviously Amartya. So we try to keep them like never, like I said earlier, a concept, but we try to keep them together in a way
like
that
thematically
that we don't sing about one song is the way of sin and it's talking about darkness and battle inside your head, and then the next song is talking about buying ice cream for a van and eating lollipops. Like that don't make sense.
yeah.
So we try to keep the topic there in a way. Of course, we have some a little bit different, let's say,
Yeah.
that they're not necessarily about the scene, but they still fit actually. When you're reading the lyrics, they fit. And to give some examples, let's say, I Will Be Your End. I Will Be Your End, actually, the whole idea, it was Rami that we were at the studio, and Rami actually told me that how did he say it? I don't remember right. I will end you. And I came up with the idea after that immediately, like, I will be your end. It's better. And we both agreed. So Rami sparked the idea, and then I could relate. I had a story from my past involving my parents with a kind of a situation, hospital situation, and it was kind of like words that my father basically said. I will end you, or I will be your end. Something in that line, but it was in Greek, so it doesn't matter. And stuff. So I wrote actually lyrics, the story around about that. And that's a little bit different song.
Basically, most of those lyrics were from you, but the opening song was.
Yeah.
The structure was by Antero.
Yeah, the lyrics basically. He wrote
Yeah.
the lyrics, the foundation, let's say, of the lyrics,
Yeah.
and me and Marco added a lot.
Yeah.
That we were all together here, the three of us, and
Yeah, we had
were
a nice
doing-
brainstorming.
Yeah.
We usually write most of them like alone by ourselves, but now and then we have these nice brainstorming events.
Yeah, that we're all together and we just everybody is like adding ideas and this and that. Usually we do it individually, like in the sense that I come with Marco at the studio, I have written something and then we go through it, or other times with Rami or with Mika or with Antero, like
Yeah.
it goes all the way. But usually I'm the one that is in the middle, as like basically the producer and the main songwriter. That people come with me here, one by one or all together, and we do things.
Well, you are.
Yeah, well, yeah. And stuff. So pretty much actually like when the album comes out, you will hear the lyrics, you will read the lyrics most importantly, hopefully, and you will understand what we mean, that there is the theme, like it has this, let's say, square that is inside, and it doesn't really go further away from it. Like there's obviously the Amartya things and things like just circling a little bit around it,
Yeah.
and not maybe say directly all the time about Amartya and all the time about scenes and this and that.
Yeah.
Okay, the cover art. Yeah, obviously.
Yep.
The cover art actually, it was kind of my idea, if I remember right. It was a while ago that we talked about this and we did the whole thing. Maybe it was like a couple of years ago, 1.5 years ago that we were discussing about it. And
Because
we came up with
this
the
has
idea.
really been cooking for a while.
Yeah, kind of like maybe not the design per se, like looking for a while, Marco,
But
but more
the
the whole
concept,
project,
yeah.
concept project.
Yeah.
You know, like the artist obviously is Jesus El Justa, also known as the Rotted Artist. You can find him on all social medias. The guy's amazing. Whatever description I send him or rough sketch, but just stick people and stuff like that. Like I'm no artist when it comes to drawing. I can be, but I don't have the time for that shit. I write music.
Yeah,
So
well, basically, once we got over the language barrier,
Yeah.
it has been smooth sailing
yeah,
ever
yeah,
since.
yeah.
Jesus is freaking amazing.
Yeah, and he's always delivering like really fast and really, really professional. The guy is
Yeah.
really professional. Highly recommend him to anybody that's watching actually the interview and has a band project and stuff like that. But the concept obviously it's about like there is obviously Cain and there is Abel. And Cain has stabbed his brother and he has killed him, thus making it the first murder, the first I know
First
it's not. I know it's not the first sin per se
Yeah,
because
yeah,
that was Eve eating the
Yeah,
apple,
yeah,
basically.
yeah.
But let's say the first real sin,
Yeah.
the actual sin. Yeah, the whole idea actually like was like the field on the back, like to be on a barren wasteland, kind of post-apocalyptic, hellish kind of situation.
Yeah.
The whole red thing doesn't represent that it's in hell. It's more kind of like dusk. Let's say the sun is going down. There's sometimes this weird red atmosphere, and we want to represent like that whole bloody situation, what's going on in the cover, with the bloody atmosphere also, to really be in your face and stuff. That's why the red color. That's why the choice of the color pattern.
Cain is basically ready to wander into the land of Nod.
Yeah, basically, to start building his empire and the family line of sinners.
Yeah.
And what else was there interesting about this? Well, obviously the mask. We keep the mask as a constant. We started that, yeah. No, there it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
We have
The Burn the Witch mask.
Burn the Witch mask.
Yeah, the original.
with all the blood.
Yeah, from
the
playing
video shoots,
from
yeah.
playing music videos. Yeah,
Yeah.
true. Kind of like the masks obviously started actually with Burn the Witch. I think it was Marco's idea or something like that. I don't remember. For the
Yeah.
life of me, I don't remember who came up with the idea. It could have been Rami also.
I
have
think
a
it
feeling.
was Rami.
I have a feeling that it was
Yeah.
Rami. Yeah, that Rami said something about all the monks wearing masks, and we put that. We liked the idea. It looked cool, and we decided actually to keep the mask as the Bloody Force thing.
Yeah.
So that's why it's everywhere, and it's probably gonna be everywhere. That there's
Yeah.
always gonna be a mask, maybe hidden on the back, or it could be actually always in the front of your face, and stuff. But we're really proud of this cover and the
Yeah.
cover before that and the cover before that. Actually, like we're really really happy actually with the covers that we make. Like apparently we have a knack for writing down details and creating stick people, and then we have the right people to put them
Yeah.
into fruition. Our cooperation with Arcades started at 2020, I think. They sent us an email that they heard our band, they were interested, and imagine they heard the Thanatos stuff.
Yeah.
How clueless they were at the moment what was coming.
Yeah.
So basically, like they put
There's nothing wrong with the Thanatos stuff. It's a little bit immature compared,
Yeah.
compared to the stuff we have now.
Yeah, but in comparison, when you
In
hear
comparison,
the
yeah.
one to another, both mixing wise and songwriting wise, like we have evolved so much.
Agreed.
So in that sense,
Yeah.
Thanatos was a good album. Someday we will remake things from that. But back to the point. Like they contacted us, they were pretty interested and they put their faith in us. And since then, actually, we have been working with them. Now it has been 3 years. Yeah, around. 3 years
years.
around, and we're pretty happy. There's nothing bad to say, and we are satisfied. They're doing a good job. They're professional. As long as we deliver from our part, they always deliver from their part. So it's a really good working relationship, let's say.
Yeah. Yeah, so basically, life outside music. Like, we are basically all factory workers.
Yeah.
Well,
Sad reality.
That reality. You have to make money from somewhere.
Yes, exactly.
Me and Stavros work at the same place. Rami works at another factory. Well,
Well,
Yeah,
you're just gonna keep repeating the same thing until the last one.
yeah.
All 5 are factories. They're all in the same town, the factories. So we're basically like, I don't know, the workforce of Valkeakoski.
Yeah, well, a city based on industry.
Yeah.
No surprise there.
Yeah,
So.
exactly. Hey, if it pays the bills, it's good. No
Yeah.
problem. Until music does, hopefully someday.
Yeah,
So listen more to our music. We need more money.
buy merch.
Yeah, buy merch also.
Yeah.
We need that. No money, no music.
Because music doesn't sell if you stream them.
Yeah, and music
buy
is,
merch.
it's really expensive to make. You would be surprised if you're not a musician. don't think that those things just spawn out of thin air. Always go to the 4 or 5 digits actually when you're talking about a new record. So, okay, but like when it comes now more, let's say, hobbies.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like, of course, a little bit of a gamer. I spend my free time also writing a lot of music for other projects, not only Bloody Falls. And I don't know, that's pretty much it. I'm kind of a home cat.
Yeah. I have the same kind of vibes, but like I have biking. Then I'm building guitars just for fun, mainly for myself, and I'm not probably going to make it a job for myself. But there's that basically.
Yeah. I also play basketball actually, and from time to time go to gym whenever I remember.
Yeah.
Rami is pretty much also kind of like a home person, a drummer. He doesn't really go so much outside. He has his activities. They're kind of unknown to us, ironically. Rami is a private person. We know he doesn't play games, and we know he likes to watch a lot of movies and series. So
Yeah.
let's leave it there, actually.
And Antero lives on a farm, so that's pretty much a 24/7 employment.
Yep, he's active all the time, fishing, cutting woods. He has horses and this and that, and he all the time takes care of things.
Yeah.
And the last one is Mika. That Mika is pretty much also a gamer. He's also kind of a streamer.
Yeah.
He's the only one from the group that he also streams on Twitch
Yeah.
games and trying to do speedruns and all kinds of things. And pretty much, yeah, he's also kind of a home cat. Like we're all kind of like we're getting too old, man. Like,
Yeah, we're getting
we used to be young and going all the time out, going to the bars, going have fun. And now most of us we are settled with families, and we are old farts, man. God damn it.
Getting old.
Yeah.
The moment I discovered metal music, it was basically I heard a couple of songs, probably like Master of Puppets and Enter Sandman from my football friends. I used to play football, to answer the previous question, and I basically borrowed Black Album and Master of Puppets from my friend, who is also a musician, and it started from there. Both especially Master of Puppets, still a freaking masterpiece. And after that, it was basically I was introduced to Iron Maiden, Nightwish, and then Dream Theater, which was a huge playing wise, especially.
Yep.
Images and Words, Falling into Infinity, and Metropolis Part 2. Those three are still the best Dream Theater albums up to date. And slowly but slowly, it started going heavier and heavier. It was probably from Mokoma, the guys did a side project called The Machete. That was my first introduction to death metal, and from there on I joined a melodic death metal band with my friends, and it basically disbanded, and we formed a new band called Ruindom. And from there on I found Entombed, Crowbar, and stuff like that, like the old school stuff, and it was like bye bye after that.
Yeah, pretty much. I got actually introduced to metal really young, really young age. And I think my cousin from Roros, actually, my older cousin, came home and he brought me a brand new CD from Iron Maiden. And from the moment he put it playing, actually, it was like, oh my god. And that brand new CD at the time of release, it was Fear of the Dark. And I was like, oh damn, it was a new. And at the same time, at the same day, he went back to his car and he brought me actually another CD, and it was Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. So you can understand, I was pretty sold immediately to metal. Like, I was in love with Maiden, but I was exclusively only to Maiden for a really long period of my time, all the way till mid school. Like, I think I was like maybe 12, 13 years old when I started expanding my horizons by listening to System of a Down. That I discovered them around that time, and it was fantastic. So I got introduced to a little bit lower drop tunings and stuff. It was really awesome. I was never into Metallica, especially in the beginning years, not at all. And believe it or not, for a long period of time I hated scream vocals. It was only about the clean vocals. Scream vocals sucked whoever is doing any screaming, it was like awful. How can people listen to this garbage? I was thinking, ironically, and stuff. Like I remember all the way when I was like maybe 16 years old, 17, and I was dating one girl, and that girl made me a mix CD, and it had inside. Listen to the songs, okay? Some of my favorite bands now there, okay? It had Lamp of God, Laid to Rest. It had like Children of Bottom, Angels Don't Kill, and also Needle 24/7. It had Amon Amarth inside. I don't remember what song anymore. And more bands like that, legendary bands that right now,
A
those
fucking
are
nice mix.
Yeah, it was amazing mix.
And it was back in the day when
Yeah.
burning CDs was
Oh
still
yeah,
a thing.
exactly.
Like nostalgia.
Imagine. So yeah, it was actually like I hated all those things. The only song that I like actually was Angels Don't Kill, minus the singing. I fucking love that song. But I hated it. But slowly over that year, I don't know why, people around me or something. No, I wasn't hanging out with metalheads in Greece. So like, I think I was slowly getting into them. Like I started listening to Angels Don't Kill and it grew on me. Then I heard again the CD, it grew on me. So yeah, it was all downhill from there when it comes to heavier and heavier and stuff. Like until I reached listening to Rotting Christ. And to this day, actually, my favorite bands are like Iron Maiden, Rotting Christ, Lamb of God. Those three are usually the top, and they are my three main inspirations for writing music. Actually, if that they are even directly linked to Bloody Falls in a way. So I don't know about the other band members. They should have been here. They didn't come. That's not our problem anymore.
Indeed, and like I don't really, I really can't name like 1, 2, or 3. Well, like influences. Basically, since 2003 is when I started listening to metal, it has been I've been leeching like influences from everywhere.
All kinds of
All
genres and
kinds of
everything,
influences
yeah.
from rock metal, thrash metal, death metal, sludge metal, even doom metal. Nowadays I play Rippikoul, the
Yeah.
legendary Valkeakoski band. So everywhere.
Everything, whatever works, you know, everything can be added in your arsenal and stuff. And there's gonna be a lot more to come eventually.
Yeah, and many people have this like 30s regression that they don't really find any new any new music, but I seem to be immune for that because I've been
no.
finding like you're not. I've been finding like 2 or 3 great bands per year, and I think still think like going at 36 years old,
Yeah.
it's still pretty positive thing.
For me, not at all. Like, I'm extremely picky. Oh my god, I'm picky. Like, you can bring me one song that you would think that it's like the best song ever created, and I might not even actually be impressed by the song, not even by a single riff.
I've noticed.
Yeah, I'm a simple person, ironically. I don't require much. I don't require the song to be a masterpiece. I just need the song to click. Even if it's one riff, if the one riff clicks, the part, let's say 15 seconds of that song, if they click with me, I will listen to that song again and I will like the song. But if I listen to a whole song and it goes like 6 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever the length, and nothing clicks in the song, why would I lie? Like, so yeah, I'm pretty difficult. And even my favorite bands nowadays, I'm pretty disappointed at most of them, including the new album of Maiden and Lamp of God. But for me, it was nothing special, either of them, and stuff. So that is one of the main reasons why I write music, ironically. I write my own music so I can record my own music and I can listen to my own music, and I do not have to wait for and depend on a band that is producing a record once every 5 years, and there's a possibility that all 10 songs or 7 songs or whatsoever the amount is gonna be garbage, in my opinion.
Yeah. And I usually try to be optimistic with my favorite bands, new releases, but sadly it has come to the point that most of the bands have really run out of the
Inspiration. in a way, yeah.
not necessarily inspiration, but the biggest flame.
Yeah, kind of like what made them click. Like
Yeah,
they
yeah.
reached their peak, and now it's downhill. Hopefully they're gonna reach it again, kind
Yeah,
of thing.
like a rare exception is one of my favorite bands, Diablo, from Finland. They basically have made two of their best albums, the 2 latest albums are their best easily, and probably the biggest contributor for that is that they have had a freaking huge breaks. Between Icarus and Silver Horizon, there was 8 years, and between Silver Horizon and When All the Rivers Are Silent, there was 7 years. So they have taken their sweet time.
That's kind of like my point about like why wait 7 years and 5 years and 10 years
Yeah.
for one record, and then the record might be maybe crap, and you're just like, oh my god. Yeah. So pretty much I think like we not only answered the question, we went way above, way beyond the question.
But
So-
meanwhile, you can find new bands.
Yeah. There's Bloody Horse. I'm happy with that.
Most of the time, especially with the first projects that you have, it's a bit hard to find the right people.
Right, people find your own rhythm,
Yeah,
understand how to work correctly. It's a learning curve, and it can take long, excruciating long time, and many mistakes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you either you are yourself too bullheaded on some things, and then on the other side, the guys are not pulling their weight exactly like they used to be, like they should be, and it's not like a Finnish phrasing like translated to English, going ass first into the tree. Like you butt your head to the wall so many times to find the right ways to work, and especially with getting live gigs and stuff like that.
Yeah, finding gigs actually it's one of the biggest, actually most difficult part. Many bands have kind of ruined the whole situation, let's say the whole business, that they go and travel to places 6 and 7 hours distance, and they go there only to get paid by beers.
Yeah.
We are grown men. We are not 17-year-old kids that live off their parents. Like, we cannot do that. In our case, if we go there, we go for work. This is for fun, obviously. Also, fun is included and everything because we love what we do. But at the same time, actually, we want to get paid. So it's kind of difficult to get gigs when all the places actually see like, okay, this band is asking, let's say, X amount of money, while I can get this other band that doesn't ask any money, and they just get beers.
Yeah, beers are free food.
Yeah, like the business is a little bit weird. So this is one of the things that we haven't fully overcome, let's say, yet. It's getting there. The future looks brighter right now. We are booking gigs. Luckily, the ball has started rolling, but at the same time, we haven't really fully overcome it yet.
Yeah, and it's a bigger problem in the bigger picture.
Yeah, it is actually. Like for many new bands, they cannot get gigs and this and that, and you want to have actually a good career, let's say, and get some basic money to cover your expenses at least to go somewhere, and you cannot even get that. And it's kind of ridiculous, but at the same time.
Yeah, it has been made much worse after the COVID because it feels like 90% of the gig venues have been struggling, like they have been basically this deep in shit.
Yeah.
And now that they are getting the business running again, and they're like, it's not easy for them. I do not envy them.
Yeah, but at the same time, we also pay the price with that.
Every band pays.
Yeah. So basically, like, there are a lot of things, but we personally, besides the past experiences with past bands, with Bloody Force, let's say now we haven't had that many obstacles. We have a good working environment.
Yeah.
We started the band with some other band members, but we didn't want those band members because we wanted the right people, and we found the right people, luckily, with the first shot, all of them.
Yeah.
So we are pretty happy with each other. Everything is working like really, really smoothly, and we're just good together. That's it. So basically, there's no problems there or like anything or any obstacles to overcome or anything like that. We're pretty solid in every part. Only the gigs. If we manage to be getting more gigs more constantly and get some money out of it, then it's gonna be perfection.
Yeah. Yeah. Like collaborations outside metal music. Well, yes, I have a couple ones. I'm pretty huge fan of like soundtrack music in general, and one of my biggest favorites is Bear McCreary, that basically started his career as an intern at Battlestar Galactica TV series, and he basically got the job after the original composer quit due to booking conflicts, and he made his amazing career out of that, and his way of composing and his way of thinking is so damn amazing that it would be really awesome to collaborate with him one day, one way or another. Also from that, there is this one cello player, Tina Guo, that basically does. She's basically the household cello player for Hans Zimmer and Bear McCreary and stuff like that, and she would be amazing to collaborate with. Yeah. Although she does a lot of metal covers, and she has played with Sabaton live and stuff like that. But still.
But still, yeah. Well, from my part, actually, I would say like any symphonic orchestra would be amazing, actually, to work with. Let's say, can you imagine I Met My Death with a live orchestra live? Holy shit. Now that song, now that's gonna be fantastic. And everything. So like pretty much that, like I don't know individually, like if I say like Michael Jackson was alive, that would be actually freaking awesome. I could actually have some nice songs and stuff like that, that it would be nice to work with Michael. But I don't think there's anybody else particularly that I would want to work with. We had the pleasure to work with Salla Flinkman on Burn the Witch, and she's actually a rock pop artist, and she's amazing, and that was incredible to say the least. But Salla deep down she's metal, she just don't know it yet.
Indeed.
Yeah. But yeah, I think I don't have anybody else at least. I think that's pretty much it. Alright, yeah, the evolution of metal music over the years. It's not going well. I'm not a fan of those deathcores. I'm not a fan of anything that has the word core inside it. Like many legendary bands that I used to like have taken a new direction towards a more modern approach, and I'm not really happy with that. Also, a lot of bands, they don't really give thought to solos anymore. Like, it's like solos are a dying thing and stuff. Like, I'm not saying have a solo in every song, like never force a solo kind of thing, like, but if it feels like a solo, play a solo, and no, do not do arpeggios all day long.
Yeah. Actually, Marty Friedman had a really good insight on that.
Yeah, okay, didn't hear.
Yeah, I need to show it to you later, but he basically talked about that solos as a dying breed.
Yeah, but it is actually, it feels like it, because whatever new band you hear actually, from new bands in general to legendary bands that are playing solos now, they don't play solos.
Yeah, for many artists, it's like that. They have run out of ideas.
Yeah, I don't know.
For example, Metallica Saint Anger. There wasn't any solos, and people were bitching about like there's no solos. And then the next album, Kirk's solos were complete bullshit.
I was just gonna say it's no big loss in my opinion if Metallica don't have
like
solos. Yeah, in the 90s they were still doing good stuff, and before like solo wise. But I don't know what happened. Maybe they got too sober or something.
Even on Load and Reload, Kirk had a couple of nice songs.
Yeah, a couple of good ones. Yeah, no argument. Like, but nowadays no. But like, yeah, solos is a kind of a dying thing, and everybody focuses too much on the low tunings nowadays. Like, Bloody Falls also. We used to play actually some things in A sharp tuning, with lower strings and this and that. We tend to keep it like in 6 strings at least. Of course, Marco was using 7, but irrelevant.
Yeah.
And everything, that's for convenience, nothing else.
Yeah.
But 6 strings only, like a low tuning, but we didn't play those kind of the modern way. Hit 2 notes and then 7 zeros, and then 0 long, and then again zeros. And there are other notes you can play, you know.
Indeed.
Like, come on, yeah, everybody likes the bzzz of the string, the low string when you hit it and it wobbles and stuff like that, but I don't know. And also actually with the evolution of metal, like nowadays, not that it was any different, of course, back in the day, because if you think about it, look at thrash metal, go to the freaking 80s and 90s when thrash metal was starting big and stuff, there were actually like freaking 100,000 bands sounding actually identical, copying the big ones. And this happened, of course, nowadays, but the problem nowadays, at least in my opinion, with the evolution of metal, let's say, when I hear deathcore, I cannot really tell the difference what band is what. Same goes with metalcore and those bands, and like, it sucks. I'm not happy. Like, why a person comes to me like, oh man, listen to these vocals, this sounds amazing, and you're like, is it the same singer in those like 15 bands or something like that? And maybe just changes disguise or something like that. Like, what the hell? They all sound the same.
Yeah, like the biggest problem probably is like the strength, and the biggest weakness is that recording has become so accessible to everyone.
Yes, everybody can do it nowadays.
Yeah, and copying someone, and basically like recording has become so accessible. The internet. Those two are the biggest things that, especially like for me also, like most of the metalcore and deathcore and most of the gent bands sound like exact copies of each other.
They do, yeah. They're not different. Blast beats, definitely.
Guitar's ready.
Nah, you suck. Iron Maiden, 2013, actually at Helsinki Olympic Arena. Amazing. First time ever in my life. They were playing Seventh Son of a Seventh Son tour, basically. They were replaying the old songs. Fantastic.
Probably the biggest for me was Metallica 2004 at Olympic Stadium. 47,000 people, and I made it to the front row. That was big.
More speed, definitely.
More speed every day, although I'm getting old.
In the middle of the day, none of the 2 hours. We're too old for this shit. Gangsta's Paradise, Julio.
Yeah, probably from Eminem, Lose Yourself. That is a banger. Oh, every time.
Future plans for Bloody Falls? We have no plans, we quit.
We have grand plans.
We have really big plans, actually. Well, this year, actually, 2024 is 100% focused on playing gigs and advertising the new album, so there's not gonna be any more new music after Amartya comes out. But next year, next year there's already plan. There's already songs.
Yeah, we have a nice song structures, and we even have ready songs.
Some ready songs and some structures. We have a vision. We have the name.
Yep.
Of the, whatever it is, and so we have everything basically set up and on the idea of what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And pre-production's probably gonna start maybe this year for fun, just to like at autumn or something like that.
We were basically pushing Amartya pretty fast pace, so we may take it a little bit back.
A little bit like slowly this time, and next year actually at some point, probably beginning to summer or something like that of 25, we're gonna actually start recording, and we're gonna start making our first announcements about the recordings and this and that. But it's gonna be a while. Probably end of 25, there's gonna be something and stuff.
Yeah, the thing is that we made so fucking amazing job with Amartya that we are going to take our time.
Yeah, we're gonna top it, definitely. Yeah. We're always gonna be topping our shit. Like we're never gonna release anything mediocre. It has to be better, or it doesn't come out and stuff. And
if we start releasing something mediocre, call us out so we can slap ourselves.
Yeah, definitely, exactly. And there's never gonna be a 5-year wait with Bloody Falls and stuff, unless the only money comes from touring, and then we have to be touring long and stuff like that, and we cannot focus on creating music only. But that's pretty much actually the plans. And of course, it would be nice if we go some tour, let's say. We go some small little in the Europe or at least Scandinavia or something like that.
Yeah.
But that's up to us, and if we want to plan it. There is a possibility, but nothing actually set yet.
Concrete,
yeah. So that's pretty much those are pretty much the plans, let's say. Big plans. They're coming. Big plans. Thank you very much once again, Antichrist Magazine. This was actually really fun. All the questions were really good, actually. We really had fun. I guess you could see it from the interview, actually, that we enjoyed it and stuff. Thank you to all the fans that are gonna watch this, and go listen to our music, support us, buy merchandise. If you're from Finland,
especially buy merch.
especially that. And if you're in Finland, hope to see you actually at some point up close, actually for a gig, actually when we go gigging and stuff like that. Come and say hi.
And people in Portugal.
Yeah, definitely. People in Portugal at summer 19 of, I don't remember, somewhere in July.
Yeah, 18 or 19 of July.
Somewhere in July, a Friday in July.
Friday in July.
Yeah, we're coming to Porto actually to play Laurus Nobilis. So if you're there, do not be afraid to come and say hi to us. We're pretty much down to earth. We're not like any pretentious or looking the other way. If you're gonna come to talk to us, we're gonna talk. We're gonna have a beer together. Maybe we're gonna go drinking after the gig and stuff.
Yeah.
So till then, see ya. Have
See
fun.
ya.
Thank you.